Alright, hi people, it's Jace here, and I'm here to do an unboxing and review for you guys of the Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger 35 Red Ranger Memorial Edition key set. That comes with all of the Red Rangers from the initial Ranger key set SP thing that came out, or Ranger key set that came out back in 2012. I did get that original set, and I do have a video for that if you want to check that out. But basically, this is the same, minus a few, paint differences, mainly with Deka Red not having the white stripe outline or white outline for the number 1 on his chest. But yeah, and then some, I think some slightly different paint apps for some things depending on, the key and everything. There are also some unfortunate, well, some people have gotten some unfortunate errors with some of these things, but I assume that there's not going to be any real problems with my set. So, yeah, and I will have some obvious comparisons to do. But then also the fact that these also have the the button to flip them, like the Gokaiger keys in the Memorial Edition Maji set came with, as well as the 11 keys that come in the new set for the rest of the Red Rangers and Kaizoku have. So, yeah. So, here we go with this, and basically the packaging on this resembles, or basically takes after the Maji, where they took a picture of the Gekkired Red costume with one of the things that comes in this set. In the Maji's case, the Maji, in the Ranger key set, they have Taro Ranger from Gohanger as a part of it. So yeah, this set is really expensive though, depending on where you get it. I saw on Collectibles, which I probably should have ordered from there if I could. That's a little over $200. In this case, I got this from Big Bad Toy Store, which was closer to $250, which is... oh, that hurts my wallet. But yeah, I can't remember if it's a little bit over or under, but either way, it's around $250. So look for a place to get this as cheap as possible if you're going to get it. If you have the original Ranger Key Set SP from 2012, you may not need this. I personally got this because I want all the keys that came in the SP set to have the one flip gimmick. So yeah, as well as the fact that I like Ranger keys. So yeah, from Gokaiger specifically. So on the front here you have, as I said, Gekkired Red with the Taro Ranger key, the Gokaiger logo right here, the Toei seal of approval right there, Bandai, the 35 Red Ranger key set, I think that's what it says, Memorial Edition. I'll have the right name in the title if I'm getting it wrong. So yeah, so on the bottom here you have a picture of the Deka Red key, and the same thing for Memorial Edition set right there. Some stuff in Japanese for caution and whatnot. On top of that, Ranger Key 35 Red set. That's what it's called. Okay. It's interesting that that's in English, but Japan flip-flops between the two a lot of the time in regards to some things. So yeah. So here we have a bunch of the keys from the set. Some of them fade into the background, as you can see, but some of them are more clearly visible. And they have a good selection right here of old and new, or older and newer, so that's actually really good. And then you have the Deka Red key right here. That was the one that comes in the set to make it a total of 35, rather than the Gekkired Red key, which comes in the main set. So yeah, I believe the original SP set also came with it. So then on the other side, you have a picture of all of the keys that come in this set, from Gohanger all the way to Gokaiger and then Deka Red. So yeah, and it is the 35th anniversary edition of the key, rather than the 30th anniversary edition, which you could also get. I think that was a candy toy version, or it came in some set, But that does exist. It's in very low numbers, though, as far as I know. I don't even have it. To which I don't think I really need it, because it's still Aqua Red, so, yeah. So then on the back here, you got another picture of all of the keys, with the numbers and everything, and their names, or the names for the, Rangers, in Japanese under them. And then a diagram showing the flip gimmick, and everything. So yeah, and that it goes into the Memorial Mobirate. These will also still work in your original Mobirates, as well as the Legendary Edition Mobirates, which I'll show. Turning on the Legend Edition, or Legendary Mobile, or Legend Mobirate. But yeah, because they are based on the same molds as the original keys. They're just the key, or the keys themselves are just in a darker gray, if not almost silverish plastic. So yeah, to just make them different from the original version. So, yeah, and unlike a lot of other videos I have, I did not take these out of the box yet before doing the video. So yeah. I just thought, hey, why not? Got another unboxing review that I'm going to be filming after this as well. So here we go, just like the Mobirates Memorial Edition set. Comes with a pamphlet of instructions, or a manual, as I think they have it called on here. I accidentally bent the paper a little bit when getting that out, but yeah, user manual. So yeah, then you can just bring it out right here. Shows you the flip gimmick as well as how to use them within the Mobirates. So yeah, obviously not as extensive as the Mobirates Memorial Edition, but yeah. Just so you guys know, eventually when it comes, or when it gets shipped to me, because I ordered it on, or pre-ordered it on Big Bad Toy Store, I will be getting the next Ranger key set that has the 11 Red Rangers from and Kaiser, from all the series that came after Gokaiger, so you don't have to, so you don't have to worry about that. Don't know when it's supposed to ship, but it said April 2022, but it's towards the end of April when I'm filming this, so yeah. And you'll now see why I tend to take these things out of their boxes before filming these videos, so that I don't have to do this shit. So these videos are also very, like, low effort in regards to the editing, so yeah, I tend to film them so I don't need to edit them. The only editing that's really required is if I stop recording the video at some point and then start recording it, so I have to put the video files in iMovie and then fuse them back together. So yeah, so here we go for all the keys in order from up here to there and then there. So yeah, so we have the Aqua Red key, which I actually really do like this. It has the 35th anniversary or 35th anniversary logo right there. You got the key. The copyright information is on the back rather than the sticker. So yeah, since I have the original version of the key, a little bit of dust because it's just been sitting on a shelf that I have. To compare it with the original has a darker shade of red. I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but it has a darker shade of red than this version, because this version has red consistent with the rest of them, so, which is fine. This one has a bit of a darker red. The sticker is also a slightly darker shade of red. Again, I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but it does. And the sticker has copyright information, so, yeah. And then to compare them really quickly, again, the older version has a darker shade of red. That kind of helps the sparkles on the V's, right on the V right here, and these on the suit. And yeah, those points on the suit stand out a bit more. But it is basically the same design and same like paint apps and everything. So yeah, fortunately, like I said, the older one has a bit of dust and looks like a bit of a tape or something right there. That's weird. So yeah, but other than that, it's just a quick comparison. Pretty much all the paint apps are basically the same, smaller right here on the newer one. But they are basically in the same style, recreating the suit from the show. So yeah, and I think this actually looks really good. So yeah. There we go. Some of these keys are hard to flip. So here we go. In the Legend of Pirates. So yeah, some of these have two, which is why I'm gonna press the button twice. And then we got the Legend of Pirates just to show you what's in here. Okay, that was weird. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that for every one of the keys, but that's just to show you guys that it's the same sounds. It's just that the Legend of Pirate has a better speaker and it's less compressed, and the sounds are also a little bit sped up, I believe, in the original and Legend of Pirates. So yeah. So here we go with Taro Ranger from Gohanger, instead of Taro Red. So yeah, you got the Gohanger logo right there, which is really cool. And then we have the key, which I don't mind that it's slightly missing some paint apps. Some of the keys don't have some of the silver trim on the visors like they should, but I don't really necessarily expect that, although it would have been nice if we got those. But I'm not going to trip too much over that. But I do think that these keys pretty much look really good. So yeah. So yeah, some of these keys have multiple sounds in the Legend version. Let me actually test to see if all those sounds are in the Legend version, Legend of Pirates. Okay, so all the sounds were originally in the original version of the Pirates as well as the Legend edition. So here we go with the I don't know all the names, but the Red Ranger from Gekkired. And looks good in that form. And I think Spade Ace, actually, yeah, that makes sense. Spade Ace from Gekkired. So yeah, I do like how pretty much all these keys look. I was rewatching Tokutopic's videos on these last night, and he kept, like, in regards to where he put his finger, they were like, or where he put his thumb, they were like on, he put his thumb like on the outside of the key, but or on more towards the front of the key when trying to flip them, but I'm just like, bro, the button goes back. Like, it's easier to do that when you go more back on the key. Okay, that didn't have more than one sound when you press the button. So we have the Red Ranger from Battle Fever J, and the logo is just BF. This is more of a white key with red trim as opposed to the other way around, which I actually think helps it stand out. The series, by the way, was in a co-production with Marvel, and is where the Super part of Super Sentai came from. It's technically the first Super Sentai series, and if you watch some of the anniversary seasons, or what was touted as an anniversary season when it was being produced and aired in Japan, you have a bit of a discrepancy regarding to the numbering, because Gohanger and Gekkired weren't technically considered official parts of the Super Sentai canon until the 20th anniversary with, I think, O Ranger, or close to the 20th anniversary with O Ranger, where they retroactively added them to the official canon, where Toei officially added them. So technically this was the first Super Sentai series for a while, and it was also based on adapting Captain America into a Japanese context. So basically they fused what they were already doing with Gohanger and Gekkired with the concepts of Captain America, which is why the entire Battle Fever J team is like Battle Japan, Battle Kenya, I think, and then the only female character I believe on the team was Miss America, and why the suits are more, I guess, anime in their aesthetics, but then also look more like comic book heroes as opposed to actual suits that a real person would wear, like the rest of them. So, yeah, and technically it is technically a part of the Marvel multiverse, if you think about it. I think it's technically considered that. And they originally did want to bring it over, I believe, with Battle Fever J, maybe, or one of the other seasons, way before Saban brought it over, and Stan Lee's actually commented on that. I believe there's a video of him talking about it somewhere, if you want to go look that up. So, yeah. But I do like, overall, the designs of these things, and, it's more anime in its aesthetics, but I do like it. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm skipping over the noise it makes when it's supposed to be for the transformation, because there's only like 1 or 2, maybe 3 noises it makes total, and I don't care to just let that play. I watched like Toka Topic's video on it, and I'm just like, bro, you can easily just skip over that shit. But whatever. So we have Red Ranger from Dynaman, which is really cool. And pretty, a lot of the like 80s suits are very minimalistic, but I think that adds to the charm a bit. But yeah. So far these keys are actually working pretty good in terms of the flip gimmick. Oh, right, Genji Man. Genji Man, not Dynaman. I got that confused. I apologize for that. Dynaman is a different team entirely. I'll try to get that right when I get to the real Red Ranger from Dynaman. So we have the Red Ranger from Sun Vulcan, Vol Eagle, I believe. I have an NSH Figure Arts of that, and I did an unboxing of that when I got it years ago, if you guys want to go check that out. But yeah. And I do like the suits for Sun Vulcan. They're actually pretty good. I kind of wish that they would release a 3-pack of these, like they did originally, but I have the original 3-pack, so it's fine at the same time. So yeah. It's a bit more stiff, but it feels better than just being loose. I believe that's their catchphrase. So here we go with I can't remember this team's name. I'm sorry. It'll say it in the Mobirettes. So yeah. So there we go with the suit. And I do, like I said, I like these. I like a lot of these older Sentai team suits. Accidentally dropped it. Sorry about that. Goggle 5. So yeah, Goggle 5. And then here, this is Dynaman. This is Dynaman. So yeah. And the main thing about this team is that all their suits are based on baseball uniforms. So yeah. Because, you know, baseball is really big in Japan, so that makes sense. It's really stupid. This, I believe, as well, was also dubbed over and parodied for about 5 episodes worth of content in the 80s, way before Saban was able to get Power Rangers out, and it ran on Nickelodeon, weirdly enough. But yeah, they dubbed it over and made it a parody of Dynaman. So, yeah, for like a Japanese, like, parody thing that they were doing at the time in, I think, 1984. So, yeah. So, yeah. And we have Bioman. So, yeah. I actually like the transformation sequence from the Gokaiger episode where all 5 of them turned into Dynaman, because I like that whole, like, wire fighter aesthetic that they used to represent the characters transforming into Bioman. But, yeah, and I like the reuse of I think it was the Bioman theme song for that, and it was actually really cool. Because I like that whole, like, 80s sort of thing. As do many people.
Bioman! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5! So this! Bioman! 1!
Chodenshi Bioman. Or just Chodenshi. They tend to leave I's not pronounced at the end of words, just like in French, you'll have H's at the beginning of words left unpronounced. Yeah, here we go with Changeman. I was trying to remember, because the logo is C and an M placed on top of each other, which is actually kind of a cool thing. Never noticed that before. Yeah. So here we go with the Ranger key itself. So yeah. God, I'm remembering back to the Gokaiger episode where not Gokaiger, Super Mega Force episode where they left in the Changeman footage. Then also I think as well the Dynaman footage. It's so bad that they couldn't bring themselves to reshoot that footage or just cut it entirely. Like, shoot it with a team that was adapted in the Power Rangers. But whatever. So here we go with... trying to remember this one's name. I'm not going to try to force myself to remember it, because the Mobiler will say it in a second. But yeah, I feel like there should be more on the chest, but I can't remember what the actual suit looked like off the top of my head right now. Flashman. So yeah, that was Flashman. So now we're getting on to the second box with 5-man. I actually like the fact that the logo is just a 5 in a diamond. A 5 in a Superman-esque diamond. It actually kind of looks like the Superman logo to an extent, which may have been the influence on it. But it's not red. It's more of a, like, grayish silver or a slate color or something like that. But yeah. So yeah. Feels like the visor should have like a silver trim around it, which it probably does on the actual suit. It's actually really interesting because like the Gokaiger props as well for the Ranger keys had like silver trim on some of these keys where they had them on the suits.
Mask Man! Hikari Sentai! Mask Man!
Mask Man? That's not Mask Man. It's 5-man, isn't it? Hold on one second. Okay, so after looking it up online really quickly, in between where I stopped recording and starting this recording, that is Mask Man. I screwed it up, which is just confusing. So, yeah. Alright. Alright, so let's move on to Live Man, which this is actually really cool because this is an L with an M as well. It looks like it's also, like the L could be backwards as well, in like kind of a mirror thing. But yeah, I also like the Live Man suits. They're actually really well designed. It kind of reminds me of like the Taro Ranger suits and other suits that would take after the animal motif when a series is based on animals. So in regards to the motifs, so that's actually really cool, and I do like it.
Live now! Chōshū Sentai! Live now! Chōshū Sentai!
Did I do?
Hikari Sentai! Mask Mount! Hikari Sentai!
I'm just making sure I get all these sounds in the video so you guys can see what they are. So then we have Turbo Ranger, not to be confused with Power Rangers Turbo, or the later Car Ranger, which parodied stuff in this series. So, yeah. I do like the aesthetics as well. It kind of looks like Alien.
Taro Ranger! Gosoku Sentai! Taro Ranger! Gosoku Sentai!
Oh. Right. So then we have, this is 5-man with the V's. That makes more sense. So yeah. So, yeah, 5-man suits are actually pretty good, and I do like them. Then we have Jetman, the series before Power Rangers was adapted, or Super Sentai was adapted into Power Rangers with the following season of Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. So yeah, and I do like the Jetman suits as well. They're all themed after birds, and I actually really like it because the series was influenced by I forget the name of the show, but basically a similar show that was adapted into an anime, I believe from a manga, but I could be wrong. That was on at the time. I can't remember if Toei was the one to animate it, but it did just get a special edition Blu-ray release, and if there's a regular Blu-ray release of it, I'll get it. Because I do want to see that, because I've heard good things. But yeah, and this season was actually released. Jetman until Hurricaneger was actually released by Shout Factory on DVD if you want to get them subtitled. So... Unfortunately, for some reason though, after Hurricaneger, even though they said that, or they like teased through Bruno from MPR Toys that they had the rights to 5-man, and were planning on releasing it on DVD, for some reason Hasbro stopped them, and that's really, really stupid and disappointing. But yeah, but as I said, I do like the Jetman suits. And it is said to be one of the best series, and it did get a good tribute episode in Gokaiger. Like, I didn't even see Jetman, and I still like the tribute episode, even though I probably was missing out on a lot of context for things. But yeah. So yeah. So then we get into the series that were adapted into Power Rangers. With Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, and we have Taro Ranger. So, yeah, yeah. And we get a weird thing that I didn't notice on the original version of the key, but since they're reusing the molds from the original keys, it's been on there ever since those, where the Zyuranger keys have more squished helmets than they should, because they're more like narrow. This is also a thing that happens a lot with the action figures as well. Like I have both the SH Figure Arts for Taro Ranger / MMPR Red and the Hasbro Lightning Collection figure for MMPR Red, and the initial one, and both have more squished helmets than they should. They should be more rounded. But I'm not really going to split too many hairs on this because it's a Ranger key, and I don't expect it to be 100% accurate. But it's something to note. But yeah. So yeah. So then we have Ranger from Ranger, which is another key that has, like, although it's kind of more balanced, it has more of a white with red trim or red finish or whatever. Which I personally don't mind. I think that they still look good. Which originally this series was going to be called, I believe, Chinaman? Something Sentai Chinaman. Before it was changed to, what was it? Gosei Sentai Ranger. But if you actually look at a lot of the elements in the series in regards to the motifs and everything for the mechs and the suits, you can tell that they were heavily influenced by mythology and stuff from China. So it makes sense. And in the long run, I actually like that they didn't name it Chinaman because that sounds oddly racist. So yeah, I don't know how necessarily Chinese people react to that, but in America that is a very, very different context. But yeah, so then we have Kaku Ranger, I think Ninja Red from Kaku Ranger, which was adapted into Power Rangers Season 3 as the Alien Rangers. But I do like these suits because they're really, really minimalist, and they just ran with the ninja theme, which was nice. And I do have Kaku Ranger on DVD, and I started watching it a little bit. The episodes I saw, I actually really liked. So, yeah, I can't wait to watch more of that. Here we go with O Ranger. O Red from O Ranger. Which I think is actually pretty good. The suits are pretty minimalist. The only, like, thing that has any detail is the gold on the chest right here on the actual suits. But I don't expect them to carry that over to a key unless if they were to do a print or something for it. But yeah, and there should be red or gold or silver trim on the visor around the star, but I'm not going to split hairs too much. Yeah, and that series was adapted into Zeo. So we have Car Ranger, which is a more parody Sentai. I didn't like the episode in Gokaiger, by the way, where they paid tribute to it. I think it was episode 14. I did not care for it whatsoever, and it's fine if anyone else liked the comedy or how that played out, but to me, it didn't play too well into the comedy because, in my opinion, it kind of ended up like Power Rangers Turbo for the most part, where the comedy really, really heavily was a detriment to the overall story, I feel. But yeah. But I overall do like the Car Ranger suits, / Power Rangers Turbo suits. I know some people don't really like the suits, but I do actually like them. Even in, like, a serious context, I do like them. So yeah. Then we have Mega Ranger, which was adapted into Power Rangers in Space. I do overall like these suits, but what in the hell is with the visor? I think Tokutopic's version was worse because the visor for the black on the visor was more like pronounced, but this is still weird. It's a little bit off center. But yeah, but overall I do like it. I kind of wish for this version they had the colors on the white stripe here, but what can you do? And then we have the last key of this particular batch with Genga Man, which was adapted into Lost Galaxy. And I do overall like as well the aesthetics of the Genga Man / Lost Galaxy suits, even though they have the weird Charlie Brown black zigzag line in the middle of the chest. So yeah.
Genga Man! Genga を貫く伝説の刃聖獣戦隊 Genga Man! Genga を貫く
And then we get on to the third batch of keys with, I cannot remember this one. It's, Go-Go 5, there we go. So yeah, aka Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, which I think they actually, since these suits were also kind of minimalist, in regards to the amount of, like, stuff that they did, on the suits, this translated well to the key, I feel. Because all they really had was the red, white, and black that they had to paint on. So, yeah, which makes sense that it's minimalist because the suits are patterned after stuff like fire engine suits or firefighter suits and stuff like that.
Go-Go 5! 人の命は地球の未来燃えるレスキュー魂救急戦隊 Go-Go 5! 人の命は
Alright. Then we move on to Time Red from Time Ranger. Also adapted into Power Rangers Time Force, which I actually think is definitely, I believe, my favorite Power Ranger series. I'm a sucker for like time travel stories, and I like the characters. I like a lot of what they did. It's definitely in my top 5, like next to Wild Force, because I think Wild Force did a lot of good. Certainly did more good than bad, so yeah. But I actually really, really like the Time Ranger suits as well. So yeah.
Time Ranger! 未来戦隊 Time Ranger! 時間保護法違反で逮捕する未来戦隊 Time Ranger!
Feels like those should be reversed, because one's, I think, their team motto, and then the other one's the name of the series. So here we go with Gekkired Red from Hyakuju Sentai Gao Ranger, also known as Power Rangers Wild Force, which, weirdly enough, I've been doing the Gao Ranger SMP model kit sets for unboxings and reviews, so yeah. But I think overall this key is solid. It could use the gold trim for the mouth of the lion on it, but yeah, I'm not gonna split too many hairs over it.
Gao Ranger! 命あるところ正義の雄たけびあり百獣戦隊 Gao Ranger! 命ある
So, yeah. So we have Hurricane Red, I think, from Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneger, aka Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Again, last season released on DVD by Shout Factory, for some stupid reason. But yeah, pretty minimalist. The only things I'd say is I'd kind of wish they did have the like gray right here on the arms, because for some of the keys in this set, like I have Shurikenger right here from the deluxe set that it came in with the gold anchor key and everything. It does have the silverish grayish arms painted on it. So yeah, actually hold on one sec. Okay. I have the regular Time Red key, and I forgot I was going to compare them, but I don't think I really need to. But, you know, what can you do? I think there was even a deluxe set of the Hurricangers released with the 3 main Hurricangers and the forget what they're called, but the navy and the navy blue and crimson thunder Rangers, if you're familiar with Ninja Storm. But yeah, that I think had those, but I could be wrong for the paint apps. But yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, I also have the deluxe set of Gamma Ranger. Basically, most of the deluxe sets I have of them, but I don't have the deluxe set for Hurricaneer that was released. May get it at some point, but I don't know. So we have Red Red from Ranger, aka Power Rangers Dino Thunder. I think this is actually pretty good. It doesn't have the red or the white spikes or whatever down here, but whatever. I think otherwise the key translated pretty, or the suit translated pretty well to the key. They have a decent, like, white trim on the visor. So yeah, some of these keys do have the white or silver trims, but then others do not, and it's kind of inconsistent on which ones they chose to do that for and which ones they didn't. Okay, that doesn't have more than one phrase. Then we have Deka Red from Deka Ranger, aka Power Rangers SPD. And unfortunately, like I said at the beginning of the video, this does not have the white outline on the one for some reason. It doesn't make sense why they would. They got it wrong the first time with the candy toy and other versions of the key. Then they got it right in the original Ranger key set SP. But then they went back to getting it wrong for this key. And I know I could possibly do it myself, but I'd rather a like semi-professional who they pay to put these keys together to be instructed to do it and do it as best they can, which usually turns out pretty okay. But other than that, I think the rest of the key turned out pretty good, and the rest of the suit translated well. I just don't understand why that was left off when they got it wrong, got it right, then went back to getting it wrong again. I believe as well there was a deluxe set of the Deka Rangers released. I think I have that. If it was, maybe not. Nah, actually, I think I'm misremembering. But yeah. Next up, we have Maji Red from Maji Ranger, aka Power Rangers Mystic Force. And I think that this actually translated pretty well to the key. This is literally just red, black, gold, and a bit of white. So, not much you can really screw up there. As long as you get the most important paint apps done. So, yeah. Then we have Boken Red from Gokaiger. I think that this one actually translated pretty well to the key as well. Not really too much you can screw up as long as you get the molding and the paint and the more important paint apps right. I know people like Linkara don't like the Gokaiger slash Operation Overdrive, if you're more familiar with Power Rangers suits, but I think they actually translate pretty well. The American versions of the suits, though, get some things wrong, like they make the compass on the chest a little bit too big. Adventure Spirits, I believe, because I believe Boken translates to adventure. Yeah, so then we have Gekkired from Gekkired Ranger, aka Power Rangers Jungle Fury. And again, I think this translated pretty well to the key from the suit. Not much to screw up, it's just red, black, and a bit of white. So yeah, although I think maybe the helmet misses out on some paint apps, but whatever. I could be misremembering though.
Gekki Ranger! 燃え立つ激は
So yeah. So then we have why am I blanking? Hold on 1 second. Gohanger, there we go. We have Gohanger, aka Power Rangers RPM Red. So I do have the deluxe set for this. Unfortunately, I don't have the Go on Wings keys. All three of them, Go on Gold, Silver, and the Fusion key. Don't have those. Been meaning to get them. I really, really would want them to release like a special set of special edition keys that are not like the regular Rangers or whatever in this as well. But yeah, which the Mombirates always had like special sounds for the Go on Wings. Weirdly enough as well, and some people haven't really pointed this out, in Super Tyson Z, they weirdly enough had the narrator of Gokaiger, which is also the voice of the Mombirates, record a version of the yell for Gohanger, but specifically for Go on Gold for that movie, rather than reusing his original recording of Gohanger, which I don't understand whatsoever, or Go on Wings, more so, but yeah.
Gohanger! 正義のロードを突き進むエンジン戦隊 Gohanger! 正義のロード
Alright. Getting near the end. So we have Shinken Red from Shinkenger, aka Samurai, if you're more familiar with Power Rangers. So, yeah. I really do like the Shinkenger suits, and I think that this translated pretty well to the Ranger key. So, yeah, and I think they also did a set for Shinkenger keys, which I believe I also have, and then I also have Shinken Gold, because it was released in a deluxe set with Shurikenger and a few other keys, mainly the Gold Anchor key. So, yeah.
新賢者天下御免の侍戦隊新賢者眉天下御免の
Alright. Then we have Ghost Red from Gokaiger, aka Power Rangers Megaforce / Megaforce Season 1. I don't like Super Megaforce. Regular Megaforce, from what I know, is just meh. But here we go. They got all the important paint apps right, which is nice, and not really too much else to do with the suits other than get the paint apps right and the molding. So, yeah.
Gokaiger 星を守るは天使の使命変装戦隊 Gokaiger 星を守る
Yeah. There's one more key I want to do the sounds for that I missed out on the original review video for this, which is the Gold Anchor key.
Gokaiger 海賊戦隊 Gokaiger
So yeah, it still makes the confused Gokaiger noise, where it's questioning if that's the key. And it does that for at least the original release of Gokai Silver as well, though it might change when we get to the deluxe version or the one flip version that's gonna come with the Memorial Gokai Silver, which I do have pre-ordered. So that's gonna come in the near future. So yeah, but let's do Gokai Red just for shits and giggles.
Gokaiger 海賊戦隊 Gokaiger Gokaiger
So yeah, just to have that. So, yeah. It's upside down. Oh wait, no, it's not. Oh. Alright, so that's basically it for the Ranger Key 35 Red Set Memorial Edition for the Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger 10th Anniversary stuff. Overall, if you didn't get the original Ranger Key SP set, this is the set for you to get. try to find a decent price for it if you haven't gotten it yet, or if you don't have a ton of money. And if you already have the original SP set, unless the one flip gimmick is important to you, you don't necessarily need this, unfortunately. But yeah, overall I think it's a good product for those who haven't gotten the original keys, or those who want to get these keys for whatever reasons you do. But again, find it for a decent price. So yeah, personally, the one flip gimmick was important enough to me that I could justify paying the price. I wish I had bought it from Toy Collectibles rather than Big Bad Toy Store, but that's just me. But with Big Bad Toy Store, there's less of a chance of the shit being pre-opened before it even got here. I assume because of customs bullshit, but yeah. So I've seen stuff from that people have gotten in other videos from Toy Collectibles, and unfortunately, and they weren't opened. So I imagine it was probably customs stuff. But I could be wrong. But yeah, so really not much else to say. It's a recommend if you want it enough, or if you don't have these keys already. That's just bottom line there. Get the original version of Deka Red if you can from the deluxe set, or get the deluxe set of the Deka Rangers to get that. I think there was a deluxe set of the Deka Rangers. I could be misremembering, but you could get the deluxe version of Deka Red. But granted, that may also require getting the Ranger Key Set SP if they are even available. So, otherwise, go for it with this one. So, yeah. So, it's a bit of a half-hearted or backhanded, recommendation, but what can you say? What can I say? But, yeah, so, really not much else to say. So, and thankfully no, mispaint or screw-ups with the keys. So, yeah. Be back at some point for the next, review of the Ranger keys and everything for the memorial stuff when the when the next Ranger key set is released for the remaining Reds, or when mine personally ships. We'll see when that happens, but yeah. So, not much else to say, so links description, all my shit, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.